The Taming of the Shrew by William Shakespeare. The Taming of the Shrew begins with an induction where we meet Christopher Sly, a poor drunken beggar found asleep on the streets by a nobleman. This nobleman, for his amusement, decides to play a trick on Sly by convincing him that he is in fact a wealthy lord. Sly awakens, bewildered and confused, surrounded by servants who insist on his noble identity. As part of this elaborate joke, Sly is presented with a play, and thus the main plot of the Taming of the Shrew unfolds within this story within a story. Act 1, The Rival Suitors and Baptista's Dilemma. The main story opens in Padua, where Baptista Minola, a wealthy gentleman, struggles with the marriage prospects of his two daughters. His younger daughter, Bianca, is gentle and much admired by the local noblemen, including Gremio and Hortensio, who vie for her hand. However, Baptista declares that no one may marry Bianca until her elder sister, the fiery Katherina, is wed. Known for her fierce independence and quick temper, Katherina detests the idea of marriage, making it difficult for her father to find a suitor willing to take her on. This proclamation stirs interest and schemes among Bianca's suitors, as they conspire to find Katherina a husband to free Bianca to marry. Act 2, Petruchio arrives and the wooing of Katherina. Petruchio, a headstrong and somewhat mercenary nobleman from Verona, arrives in Padua to seek a wealthy wife. When he learns of Katherina's large dowry, he immediately decides to court her, undeterred by her reputation. Petruchio meets Katherina, and what follows is a lively and comedic exchange filled with witty insults and verbal sparring. Petruchio claims that her fiery resistance only endears her to him further and insists they will marry, despite Katherina's vehement objections. Baptista is overjoyed, believing his problem is solved, and Petruchio confidently announces their impending marriage, whether Katherina agrees or not. Act 3, The Deception of Bianca's Suitors. While Katherina is reluctantly preparing for her wedding, Bianca's suitors hatch a plan to win her favor. Lucentio, who has fallen in love with Bianca at first sight, disguises himself as a Latin tutor to gain private access to her. Hortensio, also still vying for Bianca, disguises himself as a music teacher. Through their lessons, Lucentio and Bianca manage to flirt in secret, speaking of their feelings through the guise of Latin phrases. Meanwhile, Baptista prepares for Katherina's wedding, and Bianca enjoys the competition between her suitors. Act 4, The Taming begins. After an unorthodox wedding, Petruchio takes Katherina to his country estate, where he begins his taming process. In an effort to break her independent spirit, he denies her food and sleep, claiming nothing is good enough for her. From rejecting her clothing to withholding meals, Petruchio insists on controlling every aspect of Katherina's environment. Despite her frustration, Katherina learns to adapt to Petruchio's unpredictable behavior, and a power shift begins. The once defiant Katherina starts to bend, realizing Petruchio will insist on submission, though it's ambiguous whether her obedience is genuine or strategic. Act 5, A New Katherina and the Final Test. The final act takes place during a banquet celebrating Bianca's marriage, where Katherina, Petruchio, and the other characters gather. Petruchio uses the occasion to publicly test Katherina, instructing her to come to him at once as proof of her obedience. Much to the shock of the other guests, Katherina complies, and in a dramatic twist, she delivers a monologue about the virtues of submission and harmony in marriage. Her transformation, whether genuine or ironic, leaves the guests stunned. Petruchio is satisfied, but the true depth of Katherina's shift remains open to interpretation. The end. In The Taming of the Shrew, Shakespeare crafts a provocative comedy that challenges perceptions of love, power, and identity in marriage. Through Katherina and Petruchio's unconventional journey, the play explores themes of individuality and social expectations, sparking both laughter and reflection. Whether Katherina's transformation is genuine or a clever adaptation remains a subject of debate, showcasing Shakespeare's brilliance in leaving audiences with questions that resonate well beyond the final act. This timeless play remains a vivid exploration of human nature, inviting us to examine the roles we play and the masks we wear in our own lives. Thank you for joining this journey through The Taming of the Shrew. If you enjoyed this exploration of Shakespeare's The Taming of the Shrew, Don't forget to subscribe for more classic tales and timeless stories. Hit the notification bell to stay updated on our latest releases, and let us know in the comments what you think of Katherina and Petruchio's story. Join us on this journey through literature, one masterpiece at a time. See you in the next video.